Hey guys, today we're talking about power of a power. This is different than when you have two base sixes and you're multiplying them together. For example, this is not the same as if you had this. The difference is we are taking this whole thing and raising it to the power of 5. So when you do this, you get 6 to the 20th power. Here's why. Because you are no longer taking this as a factor and breaking it apart. Instead, you're thinking of this as a 6 to the 4th power being multiplied by itself 5 times, which means you have these 4 6s, and then another 4 6s, and then another 4 6s, and then another, until you've done it 5 times. So it's important that we are seeing this as repeated addition, or 6 to the 20th. Now, the trick of the trade, again, I always give you a little trick, is that you can just multiply, because we know repeated addition is multiplication. So 5 to the 2nd power times, or raised again to the 3rd power, is really 5 to the 2nd power times 3. I was a step ahead before. So that's 5 to the 6th power. In algebra, if we had a raised to the m power and then take that whole thing and raise it to the nth power, then it's like taking a to the m times the nth power. Let's look at this with numbers. We're going to use the laws of exponents. So a to the 4th power raised to the 3rd power is really 8 to the 12th power. Why? Because 4 times 3 gives you 12. So you have your base of 8 and you're multiplying. Here my base is k and I'm multiplying 7 times 5, which would give me 35. You try these. Be careful with number 2. I'm throwing something extra in there. It follows order of operations. Okay, I'm going to show you what I would have done. I would have taken my 5 times 2 and gotten 10. Or if we evaluate it, remember this is the exponent version, this is the evaluated version, 1024. Here I would have taken 3 to the 2nd power times times 3 and gotten 6, and then times 2 to get my 12, which would give us as an exponent 3 to the 12th power, and evaluated, this would give us 531,441. What about division? Of course, it's going to come up, but first we want to talk about what if there is a coefficient. It follows the same kind of rule. If I have 3, I'm going to take it to the power of 5 first and get 243. Then I'm going to take my a squared to the power of 5 and get a to the 10th power. Bring them together and we get 243a to the 10th power. Okay, so you got to be careful and think about the 3 and the a separately. So the rule is going to be you first cube or square, whatever your exponent is, the coefficient, and then worry about the variable. So if we would have like a times b, it would be to the mth power, a to the mth, b to the mth. Let's look at this if we are working with numbers. Okay, so first we've got 4p cubed to the 4th power. The first step is to think of the 4 as being to the 4th power times the p being to the 3rd and the 4th power. So when we do this, we get 256p to the 12th power. Over here, we have to think about this as being our negative 2 to the 5th power, m to the 7th power times the 5th, n to the 6th times the 5th. So here we get a 2 to the 5th power, which is 32, but we're doing the opposite. That's what this symbol means. So it's a negative 32. Here we have m to the 7th times the 5th, which gives us 35, and 6 times 5, which gives us 30. See what you can do with these, and I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Okay, the first step that I would take, check it with your red pen, would be to square the 6, then worry about your x, then worry about your y. So we get 36 times x to the 10th times y to the 22nd. Here, I'm going to first cube the 5 and then bring down my negative. And then I'm going to cube the w squared. And then I'm going to cube my z to the 8th, which gives us negative 125 times w to the 6th times z to the 24th. All right, let's try these examples together. This is going to combine what we know of powers and of exponents. So my first step is going to be worrying about this because it's got an exponent, and these are in parentheses, so we first have to do the exponent to all of these, which gives us 4 to the 2nd power, a to the 4th times the 2, and b to the 2nd power. So this would be like 16a to the 8th, b to the 2nd. Now I'm multiplying this. These are no longer powers to a power. It's just multiplying. So I'm going to multiply my 16 times 2, and I'm going to get 32. I'm going to multiply these two, and remember, we add them now. So we're adding the exponents because it's multiplication. This is like having 8 a's and 3 more a's, which gives us 11 a's. This is like having 2 b's and 4 b's, which gives us 6 b's. So 32, a to the 11th, b to the 6th. Okay, here we're going to first square these. So 6 squared times a to the 2nd times 2, or to the 2nd power, excuse me, and then raised to the 2nd power again, b cubed raised to the 2nd power. So this is really 36, a to the 4th power, b to the 6th power, and then we're going to divide. So this is what I was telling you about before. Now let's look at division. 36 divided by 4 gives us a total of 9. A to the 4th power divided by a to the 2nd power is like subtracting, so that's where we get a to the 2nd power. B to the 6th minus the 5th gives us b. So again, to recap from the previous video, this is what we're thinking when we are subtracting. I'm getting rid of those additional a's. Go ahead and try these two and see what you can do. I'll be back in just a second to show you my answers. Okay, hopefully you're ready to check with a red pen. This is the answer to number 1, and this is the answer to number 2. I'm going to show you how you get this. First step is to take 2 to the 4th power, which you get 32. The second step, you get 16. Then I'm going to take a to the negative 2nd power times my 4, which gives me a to the negative 8th power. Then I'm going to take b cubed times the 4, and I get b to the 7th power. Now I'm multiplying. These are no longer cubes to a cube. I don't know why I added here. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be a 12. I apologize. So now I can multiply my 16 times my 2 and get 32. Multiply my a's times each other, and I have a negative and a positive, so they subtract. 19 minus 8 gives me the 11, and b to the 12th power minus b to the 6th power, 12 minus 6 gives me 6. Here, we're first going to multiply, so 2 to the 3rd power is really 2 times 2 times 2, which gives you a total of 8. And then a to the 3rd power, which is a to the 3rd power, and then this is going to give us b to the 8th power. So when we do this, we now are going to divide. 8 divided by 2, which gives us 4. Shoot, I did it again. I'm so sorry. This is supposed to be b 5 times 3, which gives us 15. So it's b to the 15th power. So we're going to divide. And so now let's worry about the a's. The a's cubed cancel each other out. And the b to the 15th power minus 8 gives us 7. This is supposed to say b, not y. And I'm not sure why it doesn't. Okay, so my final answer is 4b to the 7th power. And that's all I've got for you, so I'll see you next time.